So I just saw Mandalorian and Grogu, and here are my thoughts straight out of the cinema. Before going in, I didn't have quite high hopes. I'd been seeing some things around social media, other people's kind of thoughts about the trailer. I got a little bored in the trailer, so I kind of didn't watch the whole thing. So I kind of went in not expecting crazy. And look, I loved the early seasons of the Mandalorian show, but once Book of Boba Fett came out, I kind of felt burnt out by this side of Star Wars. So when they announced that this was turning into a movie, I genuinely thought, why not just make another season? But this feels way more cinematic than I expected. And the title is really accurate. This movie is just as much Grogu's story as it is Mandalorian's story. They both have equal focuses, and Grogu, 90% of the time, steals the scene. The comedy really surprised me too. There were so many genuinely funny moments, with Grogu being chaotic and childlike. The whole cinema was laughing. The action was another big standout. It almost reminded me of Daredevil at times, with corridor fights and hand-to-hand combat, except obviously mixed in with Star Wars blasters and flamethrowers from your wrist. Jeremy Allen White was incredible as Rhoda the Hutt. I didn't expect him to be in this movie nearly as much. I thought he was going to be a one-off character that kind of made a little cameo, but he was in a lot of this film. Visually, the film looks great. And honestly, after 7 years of not having another Star Wars film on the big screen, it was incredibly refreshing to see Star Wars on the big screen again. My main criticism is probably Pedro Pascal's performances at times. Overall, he was pretty good. But since Mando spends most of his time in his mask, it likely wasn't Pedro 90% of the time. It was likely a stunt double in a costume, and they dubbed him over with Pedro's voice. But that's where you can kind of tell. There were some scenes where it obviously felt like Pedro hadn't been in the scene long enough, and he kind of was just saying lines. But overall, I had a really fun time with this movie. It's heartfelt, it's funny, it's action-packed, and honestly, it works way better as a movie than I think it does as a TV series. I give Mandalorian and Grogu a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, this kind of blew my mind that I'm giving it this rating, but I really enjoyed this film, and I 100% think you guys should see it too.